Man, I love the PS Vita community. Did you guys know that? Have I ever mentioned that on this channel? Because man, I do. I said man twice in the same sentence, so you know things are getting real. Greetings, fellow Vita fans. This is James with PS Vita at 2 AM, coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe, and make sure to leave me your thoughts and opinions on this topic down in the comments section. Because I know many of you are going to have a lot to say about this one, but it's stories like these that really touch me deep down in the coggles of my PS Vita heart. So Sometimes You is being awesome again. In fact, they're being so awesome as of late that they should rename themselves Sometimes Awesome You. It's a work in progress. So they had some stuff to say on Twitter recently, and wow, I actually couldn't believe what I was reading. Here's what it had to say. Many of you already probably read the title of the YouTube video, but just pretend like you're surprised. Good news for Vita Island. Almost all of our PS Vita games, full list attached below, should be converted to cross-buy with the PS4 now. So you could buy them from the PS4 or the web store and play them on the PS Vita after that. I will send virtual hugs to those who could test it. Hashtag Vita Island, hashtag Vita 2021. Well, hey, if they're giving out free hugs, I mean, how can we say no? So here is a full, more up-close look at their list of PS Vita games that are now cross-buy with the PS4 version. And I'm just gonna say right off the bat here, I'm really shocked that Sony allowed them to do this. So hey, thanks, Sony. Appreciate it. And this is just excellent news all around, because think about it. If Sony allowed Sometimes You to make all of their games cross-buy this late in the stage of the Vita's lifespan, we may have a chance of getting other past developers to put their past games as cross-buy games, whereas they weren't before. If that could happen, that would truly be amazing. And I will now be giving you all my personal recommendations from this list, so here we go. Siggy, A Fart from Melusina. I'll admit, the title alone made me want to buy it. That, along with the fact that it reminded me of a more cutesy version of Super Ghouls and Ghosts. And I think this was intentional because the gameplay did kinda sorta mirror that game. Though don't worry, because unlike that series, this one is not nearly as hard. In fact, I would say it's a little bit more on the shorter side. And simplistic too. Won't take you very long to complete it all. Join Siggy as he runs, jumps, and battles in a flatulent quest to save Melusina, the love of his life, take down hordes of goofy enemies and crazy bosses, earn riches, find long-lost holy artifacts, and make your way to the top of Mount Stinkup. This game just has a lot of bad puns now, doesn't it? It's almost as bad as this channel. Keyword there being almost. Next up here is the Tower of Beatrice. Now you guys know I am an absolute sucker for 90s point-and-click adventure games. I grew up playing them at school and I just never fell out of love with the genre. And this is a very solid one because it's an adventure and escape room game about an unlucky thief who steals a book that can't keep its mouth shut. So it has a little bit of humor there, which I am 100% completely down for. This game features 6 floors each with its own atmosphere and mood. Surprising and charming residents, demons of fire, frost and dreams, iron maidens, hungry chests, and many others. Alchemy, because in a game like this you just have to have alchemy. It's like the law with these types of games. Discover many interesting recipes, unique puzzles ranging from simple to brain bending, and I absolutely love the soundtrack in this game. It just has such an immersive atmosphere to it. So if you're an old fogey like me, or just like these types of games, then you'll like this one. What if I was to tell you all that we actually had a Bomberman on the PS Vita, but much like with Salt and Sanctuary in a past video I did, we don't actually call it that. We call this Explosive Jake, or as I used to call it, Explosive Jack, just because I don't know how to read. You could say that I don't know Jack. Help the little skeleton to explode the way out from dark dungeons and not explode himself. Heck, this description can't tell me what to do. The very first thing I did was explode myself when I started playing it, and that was not very intentional. Explosive Jake, classic arcade game. Not only humans are afraid of the dark and deep dungeons. Our hero, a little skeleton with an unhealthy craving for explosions, which is trying to escape from the castle dungeons. You will help him to avoid enemies and explode his way out. And yeah, there's not really a whole lot much more to say on this game. It's basically Bomberman. It got mostly positive reviews on Steam, so it's definitely one that I would highly recommend, especially if you're into blowing yourself up much like me. Next up is Pantsu Hunter, back to the 90s. And honestly here, how could you think that I would not recommend a game such as this? So this game plays like a cross between a standard visual novel and point-and-click adventure, where you play a dude who just hasn't been having much luck with women as of late. So how does he remedy this? By looking at their underwear and examining the patterns on it, because only that will show him the true way to happiness. And yes, I am being 100% honest here. That's really what the game is all about. It's funny too, because the way the game approaches things, it plays off very calm and subtly, yet doesn't take itself seriously in the slightest. For instance, you can actually get a game over in this game by sitting on the wrong chair, or slipping on a bar of soap, which leads to your demise. In fact, the game even encourages you to find all of these in the way of a collectathon. I love this game. Now let's talk about something that has absolutely nothing to do with women's underwear. I can see a lot of people out there frowning, but don't worry, we'll get through this together. We shall now be talking about Bucket Knight, a 2D shooter game. I see I got your attention now. Help the brave knight in his sacred mission to find the Holy Grail, explore dungeons, slay enemies, avoid traps, stay alive, and get rich. Oh, and did I mention that the whole premise about this game has to do with paying off your taxes, loans, and alimony? That's almost as crazy as Pantsu Hunter was, just not as erotic. Explore dangerous dungeons filled with traps, treasure, and food. Various enemies that will try to shoot you, stab you, explode you, or will try to be your friend. And never mind, just shoot at them. This game is great and all, but it doesn't feature any women's underwear, so you know, 0 out of 10 for that. And thus, those are my personal favorite picks for games that you should be picking up from Sometimes You that are now cross-buy between the PS4 and PS Vita versions. But guys, I'd love to know, which games have you picked up? Which ones have you already picked up? Which ones are you planning to pick up? I think those are the only options. Let me know down in the comments section. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. This video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous people who help make this content possible, including Alan Iwazuk, Shin Snake, Joseph Raismick, Frayden, Zacrito, Robert Johnson, Bushin Ryu Cat, Milk Sama, Neo Arashi, Reiko Star, Matt Fox, B Mystery, Makis Blob, Zake Blue 1, Larry Anderson, H-Hitter, Jelle, Lori Sweeney, Richard Cruz, PS Vita S, Adam Sondi, Hero Acer, Rodrigo Vera, Aaron Swanson, Heston Joseph, Kevin Enright, Jared Haddo, Joshua Williams, Clayton Merlarkey, BMF, Sculpture Tugel TCG, Adam Thury, Per Sterner, E-Rock, JR, Kyle Brooks, Saul Ramirez, Phantom XRS, David Ray, Wendy K, Hemdall Imbert, Gutter Drums, Dr. Super Artie, Romp King, Donut Valley, Nintendo Switch at 2 AM, Azumara, 1488 Dental, Sakib Alam, Smug Wolf, Matt Hargett, Mazgus, Tasha Monty, Eric DeWitt, Juan M. Hermosillo, Burzin Mystery, Kayonko, Hector Gonzalez, Jamie, Crazy Cat, Colossus, Ricardo Martinez, Michael O'Connor, Robert Sylvester, and VG Legends. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and seeing your name on this end screen here, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that can be provided too, then make sure to check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to do this down there. Can't support in this manner? Don't worry about it. Likes and shares can help equally as much. I wonder what Explosive Jake would look like in women's underwear. Well, there's a mental picture for you. You're welcome.